Let's talk about the fallen Seraphim, aka fallen angels. Most, if not all, I would say 99.9% of fallen angels or the fallen angelic consciousness comes from the angelic realm of Seraphim. The angelic ranking of Seraphim. Seraphims are the most powerful angels. They're literally right next to the throne of God. Now, how exactly they became fallen, there are many theories. I posted a video just now talking about the theories. I think it's some sort of like astral virus that got into them. It is a consciousness, by the way. Just like with the computer programming or with any sort of consciousness or programming, you can insert a virus. So the fallen seraphim, from what I know, from what a lot of other spiritual people talk about, they are dragons. Seraphims are dragons. If you were to get close to one, or close enough, you'll see that they look like dragons. And I'm not talking about the ones from Europe. I'm talking about the ones that they depict in Asia. They look like those Asian dragons. We all know this. I can't pronounce it. Quetzalcoatl? I'm sorry. An Aztec rainbow dragon god, and it definitely looks like one of those Asian dragons. But then you actually have the Asian dragon, which is like a Chinese golden dragon. Believe it or not, some of you guys have the seraphim dragons as your spirit guides. For some of you guys, you actually have seen them. So those two that I just gave you the example of are non-fallen ones, the ones that have not kind of gone crazy in the head. But one of them that has gone crazy in the head, and we see them all throughout Europe, is the red dragon. If we connect the Rothschilds, which is the Red Cross, and all of this talk about red this, red that, House of the Red Dragon, which is tied to Count Dracula, which is tied to the British royal family, that is the Seraphim lineage that went haywire. This is where you get Antichrist consciousness. This is the consciousness reversal of the consciousness of the Law of One. The Law of One talks about how we are all interconnected and there is a divine balance to things, and you cannot ever overstep the divine balance. I like to reference this a lot, but kind of like the movie Avatar with the Na'vi people at Pandora. They had a divine balance to things. They were very connected with Source, or what they called their mother, right? Pandora, the planet. Until the evil humans came in and basically tried to colonize them, created these weird hybrids, try to infiltrate their society. If you think about it, this literally sounds like what's happening here, except it's role reversal. It's not the evil humans, it's the evil aliens that came up from the sky that are pretending to be human. If we as human beings can have the technology of quantum computers, what makes you think there is no such thing as a technology of genetic manipulation, of alien-human hybridization? Come on. And the bloodline connected to the Red Dragon, or the Red Cross, or whatever, those bloodlines, they are the infiltration fallen angelic bloodlines. A lot of you guys who have incarnated in this current timeline, you are, if you are a light worker, connected to the non-fallen seraphim lines. So if you dig deep enough or do enough meditation, or maybe if you take like certain psychedelics, you can kind of see that your spirit guide is a literal dragon. It's tied to your lineage. Now, if you said this to me years ago when I was atheist, I would be like, what kind of drug are you taking? But now that I'm 5 years into my spiritual journey and I've seen things that I cannot explain, I have read texts that literally correlate to what is happening here on Earth. I'm going to tell you this right now. The ancients were not stupid. The ancients were not always, so bored that they had to create a fantasy world. Why did almost every single ancient civilization worship a dragon or some sort of lizard reptile looking being? You ever thought of that? And here's another very interesting tidbit I'm going to give you. The Draco-Rep, I can't finish the word because this video is going to get taken down. But the lizard people you guys are seeing nowadays, because they're literally kind of like morphing into them. If your third eye is open, you know what I'm talking about. They're also from the fallen seraphim line because the dragons are related to the Draco-Rep, That's like their little evil offspring. And a lot of the people who do a lot of evil on this planet are directly connected to that bloodline. But if you would like to learn more about the truth of this universe and humanity's true angelic origins and why these entities infiltrated Earth, the book Made in God's Image is linked in my bio.